I'm going to talk a little bit about, how I got started and everything, and, just how to get started in your business and how to be successful, because we all start the same way. We all get the same distributor kit. We all start not knowing anything what to do, not knowing how to get started. And that's why we have the training pages and the Zooms and the parties. But I really want this to be as, I want you guys to have all the tools that you need to be successful. Because honestly, when I started, I didn't really have an upline to help me, right? So, I always wanted to make sure that my team didn't really feel the way how I felt, right? So the biggest thing, it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, if you're motivated, you find a way. A lot of the top leaders had, uplines who never did anything, and they, and they went all the way to the top. So, hi, Tara. So the biggest thing, honestly, you guys, with this is, when I started, you need a why, right? So everyone who joins this, you're joining for a reason. I joined, honestly, really for the financial part. I saw a girl on Facebook doing really, really well. And I was like, okay, I didn't want to go back to work after mat leave. And I was like, okay, I have to make this happen. After mat leave, we were financially in not a good place. And I didn't want to go back to my job. I was making somebody else rich, and I just, honestly, I wanted more in my life. I knew I was better than where I was, and I wanted more. I was depressed. I was lost. I just wasn't excited about life. I was waiting for Fridays. I just didn't want to live that way, right? So honestly, when I started It Works, I was so excited. The biggest thing is I wanted to be trying the products. I hadn't tried anything. So I went to conference right away, and I came back literally, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go diamond, and I'm going to get that $10,000 bonus. So honestly, you guys, I joined 2 years ago, and right now, February is I know January is a big month, but February is honestly a crazy month, because I don't know what they're going to announce exactly at conference, but it's going to be big. So I'm really excited for all of us, because these bonuses are life-changing. I mean, when I got my diamond bonus, it was equivalent to, my old salary pay, my diamond check, with that $10,000 bonus. So, and then I went double diamond and triple diamond, and then, I just kept going. So, the biggest thing with this business is you can do really well, but you have to take it seriously, right? I think some people think they join and they're going to post a couple times on Facebook and they're going to make 5 figures a month, right? It doesn't happen that way. So honestly, when I joined, my upline, Jackie, who's now one of my closest friends, who's a presidential diamond, she's been in the business about 4.5 years. I didn't really know her. You guys, I was so intimidated by her. I saw her at a conference. She was up on stage, on the couch talking with Pam and Mark. And I was so oh my gosh, this is one of my uplines. And I was and I went to, the parties afterwards with her and everything. And I was so intimidated by all these people, right? And the crazy thing is, it's just totally normal people who were there. It's just totally normal people like all of us who just joined this business for a reason, right? So, when Jackie told me the type of income she was making, and I knew that other girl I knew had such a big income, I was like, okay, tell me what to do, and I will do anything you tell me to do. So I will always recommend things. I post stuff on the team pages because honestly, I want to make sure that you guys have all the tools that you need to be successful. When I say to be consistent on social media and to talk to people and to not take a day off. I literally have not taken a day off in 2 years, but that doesn't mean I'm 24/7 every day. But if that means I can work super, super hard for a couple of years and set my family up forever, it's totally worth it to me. Right. But I did not get to diamond by just having it happen. I did not get to double diamond by just seeing if it was going to happen, or triple diamond, or, all these promotions, they really take work. It doesn't matter if you've started and you don't have any customers or distributors yet. Don't worry about that, because I've seen people just take off, right? So, your upline wants to help you, but it's up to you to plug in. It's up to you to, stay connected. It's up to you to get on the family calls. I honestly haven't missed a family call. I haven't missed the Monday calls. And I know we're all busy, but the point of this is that this business, I mean, I've never seen anything like our compensation plan. And apparently they're changing up a little bit and making it even better. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it's exciting because you guys, our compensation plan is unreal. Like, it really is. I know a lot of you guys are, you know, some of you guys are brand new. Some of you guys are on here and you're running for promotions, and you know what, anybody can, you know, get to, you know, diamond and up. Anyone can do it. It's just not everybody's going to put in the work. I mean, it can get frustrating. It can be hard. There can be people who are negative. There can be, oh my gosh, you guys, I've seen it all. There's people who quit. There's people who, you know, will put you down. But you have to be consistent, because if you don't take it seriously, nobody else will take you seriously. People are watching you. They want to see, you know, if Heather's taking it seriously. I'm just saying Heather, for example. They want people are scared, you know, people like, I had a friend today, you guys, message me, and she's like, I just want to say, you're just a girl on Facebook that I know. And she's like, it's rare to see people so successful in a home-based business. And I said to her, I said, well, you know what? There's a lot of successful people in business, but, you know, it's the people that are successful are the ones that just don't quit. A lot of people don't take it seriously. A lot of people think, I was talking to Chelsea with this earlier, a lot of people think they're going to join and within a couple of months they're going to be millionaires, right? It's going to be a get rich quick just by posting a couple times on Facebook and, you know, not really doing much, right? Like, in any successful business, it does take time, it does take work, and it really takes knowledge and learning how to be professional at your skill, right? So we are professional network marketers. And I mean, people are going to join you first before they're joining the company, right? I mean, I never would have probably even known about It Works if this girl didn't this is another thing. I watched this girl for 1 year. I just kept watching her and watching her and watching her. I didn't like on anything. I didn't comment on anything. And most of the time when I talk to people and they join and they, you know, become customers or distributors, they haven't liked or commented on anything.
Can you hear me?
Hang on a second, please.
Okay.
And, you know, honestly, the biggest thing is that people will not like and comment. They just don't. I mean, rarely I do get that, but the biggest thing is you want to be confident, right? You want to be excited. You want to be passionate. You want to be really living the It Works. It has to be part of your lifestyle, you know? Don't put up a post like, join my team, and, you know, like, put it in your life and tell people where you're going. If you're not at diamond and above, don't worry about that. But tell people where you're going, what your plans are. Like, I was getting distributors and customers, you know, in my first couple months. And I was telling people, like, I'm doing this for my family. And I'm, you know, I was just talking about the business and just being passionate, because people want to join someone who's passionate, consistent, excited, and they see that person's going somewhere, right? They're not going to join someone if that person posts maybe once every other day and they don't really take it seriously, because they're going to join someone else. I ask people why they join me. I ask that all the time. So whoever you joined, you know, everybody has their own style. You need to do what works for you. I know for me, I do social media. I get people on the phone. I love meeting new friends. I really build my network on social media. That's really huge. If you don't have a huge network yet, that's okay. I've been adding over the 2 years. But the biggest thing is you have to be growing your network, right? So, you know, if you start and you have 50 friends on Facebook, I mean, that's not enough, right? If you want to build your business on social media. I really like Instagram right now too, but I also like to do parties. Lots of the girls do online parties. There's some girls and there's online parties like every single night. You can do parties every single night. They don't take long and they're online. Everybody's online anyway, right? So anyway, I don't want to babble, but I wanted you guys to be able to ask any questions. And also, the biggest thing when you get started, whether you just started or you've been doing the business for a while, is to go over the training. I know a lot of people come and they ask tons of questions, and it's great to ask questions, but a lot of this stuff you want to find out on your own too, right? Because we are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. So the biggest thing with that is you can always go to your leader. You can always go to your diamond and up leaders. But it really is up to you to do your homework, so to speak, right? So, you know, it was super important to me to learn as much as possible, because I had never done anything like this. This is really a relationship business. So you really you're getting to know people. You're getting to know people's goals and what they want in life, right? It's all about the person, right? And if you're not enrolling distributors and customers, change what you're doing. I know some months I can enroll a lot of people, and maybe the next months things change, right? So it's a lot of planting seeds. I know I talked to a couple of the girls today, and I was talking to one of the girls, and she was kind of frustrated, and literally as we were talking, she had 2 girls who messaged her, and they were signing up as customers, right? So this business is all about, planting seeds and connecting and staying consistent and growing your network and just learning, right? That's the biggest thing. You have to be putting in the work. I know I try and be there for everybody because I really want my team to succeed. If you have a group of distributors underneath you, you really want to work with those people. I try and work with the entire team just because I just try and want to be there for everybody to help everybody. But we have so many amazing leaders. You're a leader as soon as you join this business. It doesn't matter if you have a distributor yet or not. Just pretend. Just not pretend, but say that, you're going to be executive, you're going to be Ruby, you're going to be Emerald, you're going to be Diamond, or whatever your goals are. I had said earlier, if, your goal is to make a couple $100 a month, that's great. If it's $500 a month and to go Ruby, that's great too. If you want to make more, you totally can, and it can be your full-time income. You just have to put in the work. If I, where I was 2 years ago compared to now, it took a lot of work, but it's been fun and I've really enjoyed it. And I've, along the way, I've really grown myself. So this business, you really have to believe in yourself and be confident and know that you can do it. It's funny. I had talked to Jackie. A lot of times people fear being successful. I remember when I went triple diamond back in June, I felt almost sick and nauseous when it happened because it was like, oh my gosh, I went triple diamond. It was a big deal. And I almost felt sick. I was sick like that whole day, the next day. And it was just because it was just such a big deal. And I had worked so hard to get there and it happened. So you have to, that's where the personal development comes in. It's huge because we all have bad days. Trust me, we all have bad days. I myself, I will tell you this right now. I suffer with my own issues and I have bad days and, I've suffered in the past with stuff. So this has been my, I pour everything into my business. Of course I'm a mom and my wife and everything too, but this business has really given me life because it's really given me a purpose and I get to help people. And the biggest thing is when the girls tell me how their checks are, getting so big. And no one on the team is gonna get to diamond in like 1 month. There are some girls who do it in a couple of months. But those girls are working really, really hard and they're really making it happen. Lots of people are working really hard too, and maybe it takes them a little while to promote, and that's fine because everybody has their own journey. But biggest thing you need to have a why you're doing this. You need to have your story. Why you joined It Works. I tell my story all the time. I tell people about why I joined the company all the time, because if you're just going to tell people, oh, join It Works, it's fun, it's great, come join my team. People want to join you because they want to see, why are you doing It Works? Why aren't you doing this or that? Like, why did you join It Works, right? So I'm always happy to talk to potentials for you. I always tell people to add them to the team pages, whether you're on my page or Chelsea's page, Carol Ann's page, anyone else's page. I'm always happy to help out. So if you guys do have people and you need help talking to someone or closing a distributor, or you just need that third-party tool, I'm always happy to help. So I thought we could, if anybody wanted to ask questions, because I know we get tons of questions. I know we have that newbie chat right now, and I think it's great. Just so a lot of you guys can connect with each other and everything. Just because, I get lots of messages every day, and I don't mind that at all. But it's also great that a lot of you guys can kind of connect, and, you're all kind of starting at the same spot, right? So does anyone have any questions they want to go over or ask me anything on like potentials or growing their business or what they need to do on social media or anything? And you can unmute yourself or Because I know there's always questions, you guys. Don't be shy. No. Someone has to talk to me or else I'll just keep talking. That's fine too. And the biggest thing is, you guys, I know this thing with Denise right now, everybody who was plugged into Denise's Power Hour in January, their businesses really took off. It was great. There was always lots going on. I know for myself, I always, there's always something going on, right? I mean, I know there's 2 girls doing parties right now, online parties. I'm going to try and hop on those after. But the more that you're doing, income producing activities for your business, the more money you're going to make, right? I always tell people if you're struggling, you're having a hard time, maybe you got to do something different, right? I mean, I know a couple girls, Jackie, for example, she's not huge with social media, but she does tons of parties. She does tons of business development. She does lots of personal development. She, meets people in the community, and she meets people through referrals and does parties a lot that way. So social media can be great. Like, I love social media, but I also like getting on the phone with people. I also like meeting up with people. I've actually, I don't really go up to people and give them a Blitz card, but I do talk to people and tell them what I do. I'm in a couple groups right now on Facebook. And blitzing, honestly, it can be on social media too. You can meet someone on Facebook and you just start chatting with them. And then it does take time to grow relationships. That's the biggest thing. But I've met so many people who are now on the team and that through social media that I didn't know before, right? So, and then if someone on your team joins, right, those people know people, and then those people know people. So that's the greatest thing about what we do. You don't necessarily need to know 1 million people, but you have to try and be, you have to put in that action to try and get distributors and customers. I mean, honestly, my goal this month, I was really trying to close a bunch of distributors, and it didn't happen. I closed, I think, 3, and then I had a couple loyal customers, and that was a slow month for me, for sure. I had other stuff going on, and I was feeling overwhelmed, and for me, that was a really slow month for me. But I do have a lot of distributors who are about to join, and that's exciting for me, right? You never want to push people and force people to sign up, because you know what, I remember last April or May, I really, I had done lots of, planting, and I literally had like 15 distributors that all joined within like 5 days. It was crazy. And so I like to, Heather's messaging. Oh, February running. Yeah, Heather's running. So who has joined this business because they really need to make an income for their family? I mean, most people, right? You have to have a why, because I'll tell you this. I mean, right now, like we were the people who were, always putting things on credit cards. I was always amazed by people buying all these things and moving into new homes, and we were basically, living paycheck to paycheck. And, my husband and I both had decent jobs, but we were never getting ahead. We had a lot of debt, and that was the biggest thing when I first started making a big income with this. I paid off all my debt. So we had, between our line of credit and our credit cards, we had $35,000 in debt.
So
now,
how long did it take you to start making, actually making money with this?
4 months I went diamond.
4 months?
Yes. But remember, I had to make it happen. There's girls who go diamond in 2 months. I remember going, pardon me?
Sorry, I was going to say my issue is getting people that are messaging me and stuff like that, but then it comes down to closing it and they won't reply back, or they just, you know what I mean? It's so hard to try and close it. You plant it and then nothing happens.
Well, a lot of the thing in this business is all following up. And Nicole, remember, you just started too. So people take their time. I have to follow up with people. I think the biggest thing, even Tony Robbins said, you have to follow up with people sometimes 7 times. I've had people ignore me literally for a long time, and then all of a sudden they message me and they want to join, or you know, they want to buy products, or they've just been busy, or they've had no money. Like I had a girl who wanted to buy the other day, and I messaged her again, and she's like, "Oh, Tanis, I'm really sorry. Like I just really can't afford it, and I really want to buy the products." And she was embarrassed, right? So I felt bad. I mean, she can't, if she can't buy it, she can't buy it, right? So honestly, it's all about following up with people. And you know what? When you're talking to them, always ask them, like, let them do the talking, basically. That's the biggest thing. I always ask them questions. Like if it's, I mean, I close a lot more distributors than I do customers because I feel like I focus more on that. But I mean, are you having more of a trouble like closing customers or?
Both.
Like, okay. So what do they say normally?
I don't really know how to close a distributor though. Like I haven't really had anyone message me about it. Like I had one guy message me and he was like, yeah, no thanks.
Okay. Well, then don't worry about him. But honestly, do you talk about being a distributor every day, or how do you talk about it?
Like posting on social media and stuff?
Yeah.
I'll post like upbeat posts about it. And I'll be like, you want to make an extra $500 a month or something like that? Message me and stuff. It's like, that's salesy.
See, that doesn't work for me. That never worked for me. I know it works for some of the girls.
Figure out a way that works. And it's like,
yeah.
Don't know.
You need to tell people, because I mean, you're a young mom. You want to connect with people who you want to connect with, right? I mean, I'm not going to connect with like a 50-year-old man, like race car driver, right? I mean, maybe if he wants to buy some wraps, but right. But I mean, the biggest thing with this is you can connect with people. I mean, yeah, like Tara said, share your story. So what is your story, Nicole, for joining? Do you tell people? Like, I mean, I know probably you guys don't have a story. It took me a while to develop my story and tell people why I joined. But the biggest thing is that you need to share your story and why you're doing this. You need to tell people. You can't just be like, oh, join my team. It's fun. Like, you can get $500. It's so easy. I actually hate it when people write, oh, this business is so easy. Because it's not easy, right? I mean,
hard, so I don't even know why I put that.
Oh, that's okay. No, I wasn't talking about you, but no, I'm very upfront with people. I know people like even when you just said, Nicole, like how long did it actually take you to make money? Like you want to have the mentality that, okay, I am going to do this, right? And I'm going to make money. It's not like, oh, I might do it. We'll see. You know, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people in general. Because with this, the biggest thing is your attitude and believing that you can do it. I mean, the girls who are really wanting to push for promotions, they're like doing lots, right? I mean, there's busy girls too who have jobs, who have kids, who have other things going on. But I mean, anyone could do this. You just have to put in the work. I mean, I know I was talking to Jennifer Dick the other day, and she was putting up a write-up like for her girls and just people with different objectives in their schedule. Because I mean, all of us have busy schedules, right? I mean, my day today was crazy and my husband's out of town and like, we're all busy. But the biggest thing is look, Nicole, you have buffer set up now. So that's great, right? That's really helped you. I know. And I know you're a busy mom. I know you work and you go to school and everything, but lots of times the people who are really busy get a lot of stuff done. I'm like that. I get more stuff done when I'm really busy. You know, and don't compare yourself. Yeah, I mean, don't compare yourself to other people. That's another thing. I remember when I joined, that's the biggest thing. You know, there's people who, you know, on Jackie's team who are comparing themselves to me, yet I know that these girls weren't really doing anything. I mean, so many people quit in this business, you know. I see I get more responses when I share stories and not the ads. Yeah. Absolutely. I never post any ads. I never say like, oh, join my team. You can get $500. It's so easy. I don't post stuff like that ever. Network marketing is all about our story and inviting people into our life and showing people what we have. That's okay, Stephanie. You're wanting to figure out your story. That's okay. Whoever signed you up or myself or your diamond leader, we can help you with that, because that's the biggest thing. People need to be inspired by you, and they want to join someone where they see like, oh, that girl is joining to make her, you know, to make her life better, or she needs to get out of debt. And I tell people I am not shy by telling people that I was depressed and I was lost and I needed something more in my life because I was not in a good place. Like I needed something for me. Yeah, the financial part is great, but I really needed something for me. I was in a job where it was fine, but like I was like counting down the hours every day, like most people do. I didn't want to have an alarm clock. I didn't want to have a boss. So I worked so hard to get out of that. And I still work hard because I want to be Ambassador Diamond. And, I want, everybody, who's really working hard to get there too, right? But you really have to have the drive to do it. I know a lot of the girls that are on the team, and some people are like, oh, well, I don't have time. I'm busy. I can't do it. I can't make it. And that's fine. But I'm like a zero excuses person. Like I am like, that's me though. I'm a very driven person and I know what I want with my business, right? My first goal, I made little goals all the way. My first goal, I wanted to make 5,000, then 10,000 a month, then 20,000 a month, right? And then now my goal is scary almost. But I talk about stuff like that with Jackie, so sometimes the ones who hum and haw. Yeah, it's true. I'll tell you what, one of my biggest rock stars on my team, when she joined, I had no idea she was going to be a rock star. And we joke about this now. But she literally joined and she was like, kind of didn't want to do her own thing. And then all of a sudden, boom, like she really did her research. Like she looked into the business. She did her homework, right? So, for me?
Was it Taylor?
Taylor?
Yeah, was it Taylor? Like I was asking if it was Taylor DL.
Well, she just started. She's new too. She's awesome. Really? Yeah, she's awesome.
Really good, I noticed, because she just got a promotion and everything. And I was like, how?
Yeah, she's a great girl. She's a really great girl. Well, anybody can promote. Like, if I tell myself I'm going to promote, I'm going to make it happen. But it's not just going to happen. Like, you have to work with your team. You have to do parties. You have to do events. You can't just say, oh, it's going to happen. Like, oh, it's going to happen. And you don't talk to your team and, kind of wondering if they're doing anything. Like, everybody has to work together for promotions to happen. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of girls on my team who might not even respond to me. I have a lot of girls who don't respond to me when I message them. So I can't help people if they're not wanting to help themselves, right? So people who really want this are doing the work. I'm not, I'm nobody's babysitter or manager or anything. I want to help, my team, but I also have my business. And everybody has different goals for sure. I am having my first party. Oh, awesome. Where are you having your party? Are you having it at your house, Stephanie? I'll unmute you. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. No, I'm doing an online party.
Oh, awesome. That's great though. You know what? I love online parties. There's so many online parties going on every single night. I did one last week for the team. And again, everybody, I always tell people to invite people to the parties too. Invite people. Like, we close so many customers and distributors when you invite people. It's the biggest, it's great. Even if you invite 2 people and those people sign up, but you have to take time to message people and connect with people. This is network marketing, right? You can't just be like, oh, I don't have time to invite people. I'm busy, because there's lots of people like that. And unfortunately, you don't really get anywhere if you're like that. You have to take the time to connect with people and build those relationships. Without having many products, how can you do home parties? Okay, well, honestly, I always recommend, investing in your business, whether you can afford it or not. I'll tell you this, our business, you spend $99 US and it's $1 million opportunity, right? So I know when I joined, my dad was like, okay, get the booster kit, get the products. Like, I started, wrapping people right away because Jackie told me to do that. I always recommend people to do parties and do one-on-ones and, do all that stuff, but not everybody wants to do that. Sure, people don't show up sometimes, but if you keep doing them and you keep connecting with people, you know, people are going to show up, right? So
exactly, throw a party, an online party.
Yeah.
Like, how do you throw one?
Have you been to any of our online parties?
No, I haven't really been. I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention to see if I was tagged in any, but
Yeah, well, we've had lots, so you pay attention. And I'm just bugging you. But yeah, we do lots of parties.
Though, because it's good. Sorry,
Pardon
go
me?
on. I said bust my ass though, it's good.
No, I know you've been busy and I know you're all in now, so that's great. But you know what? I'm always happy to do parties for people. There's girls who do online party. I know Jennifer Dick, who just went Ruby, and she's running for Diamond this month. She does them every single night. Like, she's doing one right now. Because she wants to go Diamond. And I know she'll go Diamond this month because she's just wants it so bad. But yeah, you make an event, and I did one last Wednesday. I did a distributor event, and we signed quite a bunch of distributors that night and the next 2 days later. And I, you know, whether it was myself connecting with people or all the other girls connecting with the new people, I had videos of people's stories. You know, we didn't do much product posts. It was all about basically becoming distributors because we had that BOGO at the time. Mm-hmm. So you guys, the biggest thing is I post everything on the training pages, you know, our team pages, you know, it was a flop because it didn't have enough products. Okay, Zorla, that's fine. You know what? If you try twice, you got to try. I always tell people, if you're going to talk to 2 people, you're probably not going to sign up a distributor. I'm not saying you in general. I'm just saying if you talk to 100 people, like online or something, what if you get 10 people interested, right? Or 5 people interested? You know, it is a numbers game. And like maybe those 2 people just couldn't afford it. Or maybe those 2 people need the business if they really want to try the products, right? I know people say that they can't afford things, and I totally get that because I couldn't afford things either, honestly, when I started. Like, we had so much debt, and like my husband, when I joined this, he was pissed off. And he was mad at me. I was always on my phone, and I told him, I said, I'm going to change our lives. And like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy what a year and 2 years can do for you if you really, you know, are trying everything. You know, and Zorla, I know I've had situations happen and it's frustrating, but you just can't give up, right? It's like when girls tell me, oh, I've tried a party and it didn't work. And I said, well, how many parties did you do? And they're like, oh, I tried one. And I was like, well, I mean, I've been asking girls to do party and one-on-ones for like a year, but you can't force someone to try and do a party if they don't want to do it, right? So the biggest thing is we do the Zooms, we do the parties, we do lots of great things. And, you know, Denise's push group, you guys, was amazing this past month. Almost everyone who was involved in it was like promoting and, you know, really, you know, I know, Sue, you really like the push group, hey? Sue, you got lots of customers this month. And you're always getting potentials and everything. And Sue's going to go Diamond this month.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're going to go Diamond this month.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
All right. And
I signed 8 loyal customers last month.
Oh, my gosh. Good for you. That's awesome.
Thanks.
And, you know, it's the biggest thing. It's just like following up with people, hey? Like it's following up with people. I know I was talking with Tara. Oh my gosh. That girl can sign people up because she's just Hey, Tara. I always bug her because she's intense in a good way. She's from New York. But you know what? And you know what? But Sue's like that too. If you are urgent and you are, you know, wanting to get a sale, oh my gosh. Like I tried to close this one girl yesterday and I just, you guys, it wasn't right. And I just didn't want to keep pushing her. But I know if I kept pushing her and it was like there's a difference between being urgent with someone and like really, you know, showing that, you know, you want to help them with their goals and you want them to join your team. And then there's a difference between like, you know, pissing someone off. You don't want to piss anyone off. But honestly, the biggest thing is that you have to be really confident. You have to, hi, Leah. How are you? I think our thing froze. The biggest thing is you have to just be confident with people. You have to be really in love with the products, whether you've tried all the products or not. I know when I started, you guys, I literally hadn't tried anything. I had tried one wrap when I got my kit, and I was so excited. I was just learning about everything, and you have to be excited and show your excitement on social media and to your friends. And I mean, people who thought I was crazy 2 years ago, I know they're looking at me now and they're like, holy crap, like, wow, like she was onto something. And she, so people are watching you. You just have to show people what you're doing.
Can I tell a little story?
Yeah.
I haven't told you yet, Tanis.
Okay, awesome.
So one of my LCs that I signed last month, now this is someone that I never known. I just friended her from a friend. And her and I had started like a little conversation. And this really is about building relationships and positive relationships. So she told me that the reason why she picked me she says she has 15 friends that sell at Works. 15. Yeah. And she picked me out of all of those people, someone she's never met before. And you want to know the reason why? She said that I seem like the more trusting person. I had the more excitement. I had the more passion for the product. And now I have a new customer for it.
That's awesome.
Really, just keep that up. That's all you have to do. And yeah, I've been friends with her for probably 6 or 7 months now. And she's finally, saying it's something. But, that's planting the seeds. That's what everybody says. It's true. It really is.
It really is. That's what this business is all about. It's, planting those seeds and then watching them, come. Like,
consistent.
Yeah, you have to be. I mean, some days I work harder than others, but I'm like, I would much rather be working from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep than working a 9 to 5 and then just owning my time. As hard as I work depends on be my paycheck. I've been posting like crazy, and I've had a handful of people who've liked or commented any post they like, PM'd me on Facebook looking to try the products and possibly join. Consistently really does work. That's awesome, Brooke. It's true. You guys, I joined and I literally thought everybody would start buying stuff from me right away and like join my team. And my first month I was like, seriously, why didn't anyone like buy anything? I was like, what's going on? I mean, did get my 4 customers. I was excited about that. Because that's your goal, to start, getting going with your customers and, your team members and stuff. But my goal right away is I had to make an income, or I had to go back to my job or get a job. Like I had to make an income. So if you really have to make an income and you really don't like your job, or you're really trying to do something for your family, you have to get to work. And it's so life-changing. I mean, I remember my first year, when I went diamond, and then I was working so hard because I wanted to get to double diamond. Because at double diamond, I was like, oh my gosh, if I can get to double diamond, because there's a lot of girls who get to double diamond, and that's when you start making 5-figure monthly checks. My first double diamond check was, 5 figures. So when I got to double diamond, I was like, oh my gosh. And my husband was like, oh my gosh. He wasn't very supportive until I got to double diamond. I'll tell you that right now. I had a lot of negativity. I still have negative people in my life, family. And then just now they're realizing, whoa, Tanis is doing well, or people think I have people who scam, or they say stuff like this, but I really don't care, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing is helping people, and it's helping, families. And I really don't care if people are negative to me now or delete me or any drama like that. It really doesn't faze me anymore. I was talking with one of the other girls, and we were just like literally laughing about what would bother us like a year ago. I mean, sure, things still bother me, but you have to get tough in this and just realize, and I realize girls have bad days too. A lot of us are women, and, we all have our days and stuff. My husband says we're all crazy, right? Well, he just says that as a joke, but we all have stuff going on, right? Whether it's, kids or work or spouse or something crazy going on in our life, or, an issue. I mean, I definitely struggle with issues and stuff, and that I have going on too. So, but the biggest thing is how bad you want it, right? Like, if you just want to make like $100 a month, I mean, you don't really, that's fine. But if you really want to be like promoting and doing well, you have to treat it seriously. I always say, treat it like a business. You'll be paid like a business. Treat it like a hobby. You'll get paid like a hobby. I remember one of my girls, she joined and she's like, oh my gosh, my first month, like, I didn't make much money. And I said, well, what did you do? And she's like, well, I didn't really do much. And I was like, okay, well, that's why. Right. So, I mean, like, put in the work that you want for your paycheck to be, basically. I mean, anyone can promote this month. I mean, there's going to be lots of people promoting this month with the announcements they're going to make. It's exciting when they have like all these announcements. And January was crazy, you guys, but February and March gets even more busy. Because a lot of times in January, it's all the resolution people, but a lot of people have no money too, right? Because they've spent it all at Christmas. So yeah, and like Tara's saying right here, show up to events, calls, Zooms, parties, plug in. And I mean, if you don't want to plug in, that's fine. To me, people who weren't involved with Denise's thing, like you guys, that was like some really great stuff there. I added everybody who filled out the form to her February group. Even if you can't be on things when she has them, there's a really great information, and there's ambassadors in that group, and there's, presidentials and all these like higher up leaders that are really like, just learning too. Everybody's learning. Leah, it's this push group that we have. I can add you to it with Denise Walsh. She's our Black Diamond. So yeah, there's lots of different activities, like, different things. I mean, it's great. You can win prizes and stuff, but you're basically doing it just to grow your business. Different things you could be doing on social media. I learned a lot, and I couldn't be on all the calls and power hours because I was doing stuff with the team, but I already know how to work my business. It's more so for the people who are up and coming and trying to promote. I always felt bad, that I couldn't be on everything, but Jackie's like, well, Tanis, you know how to work your business, right? So it's more so for the people who are trying to up and promote, right? So, I mean, I know Heather, you really liked it, right? How did you find the push last month? I'm gonna unmute her. Heather, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hey.
I always talk to Heather because Heather.
Usually I'm always asking questions.
No,
like
it's great.
weirdo.
I love when it's great. But how did you find that push group? Did it work for your business? Like, what did you learn from it? And
I loved it just because it kept me more organized.
Yeah.
Because you had the days that you did your product post, then you had the days where you were just really taking an hour out to really train and learn, be on a Zoom.
The power hours are great. Yeah.
And then, I knew every week we're having that party on Thursday. So I really tried to get people there. Anybody that liked or commented on a post, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I said, hey, well, why don't you try to win a free product on Thursday? And it really helped. I got 4 LCs, which I was able to place.
That's
and
awesome.
2 distributors, Jody and Jessica. So it was a good month. I wanted to get my steps to success, but I was almost there.
That's awesome. Good for you. And you know what? You followed up. You worked on so many people that those people will join February. The best thing with this is, I mean, there's some girls who get like, oh my gosh, like crazy amounts of LCs and distributors, but they're also like nonstop every day. I think the most LCs I've ever gotten in a month was probably like 10. But my average is about 4 to 5 that I get a month. And then my average is always like 3 to 5 distributors. But again, I've been working on people. Like I'm always, how do you place an LC? Stephanie's asking. Okay. So I always move my LCs. You're going to move an LC because if you have a distributor underneath you, you obviously aren't going to move them if you have no one to move them to, right? So, Nicole's like, I love your swag. You're funny. Nicole's funny. But like you guys, for example, I didn't know Nicole. Nicole and I met online. She messaged me on Instagram. So I'm going to come back to that question for a second. I've had a lot of people I've met on Instagram or Facebook. So Nicole, I want to ask you, and then we'll get back to the placing of the customers. Nicole, why did you want to join? Why did you message? Shit.
Sorry.
Okay.
I dropped the phone. Why did I want to join? I was watching you, and I had a bunch of people on my Instagram and stuff like that, and I just kept seeing it over and over and over again. And then I tried the wraps months before I talked to you.
Yeah.
And I had an experience with a distributor, and then she was out of Vegas, I believe.
Okay, yeah, you told me that.
And then I don't know, your name just randomly popped up on my list or whatever.
But didn't you say she didn't get back to you or something?
Yeah, she didn't get back to me, and she never explained the auto ship to me or anything like that. She just kind of, I don't know, she just sold me the wraps or whatever, but didn't explain anything to do with the loyal customer.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
The next month, I ended up getting an auto shipment, and I was like, what? Like, no one told me about this, and blah, blah, and I was super, like, pissed off about it. But now, like, I understand kind of
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, baby. And then, yeah, so I just saw you, and then I was like, I want to work from home. I really do. And then it's taken me over a month to actually bust my ass and try.
That's okay, though. I mean, a lot of people take, you just started. Like, you haven't been doing it long,
Oh, for sure. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to make money in any business.
Absolutely.
So.
And you get that. And Nicole, you guys was a great example because she's a busy mom, she works full time. She's in school. She's doing this, she's got the little one. And you know what? And she really wants this, and she has a big why. I mean, her little girl, right? So, and I mean, I love that because there are going to be people. I was talking to one of the girls about this. We had a girl who joined in September who really needed this. And after like 2 weeks, she's like, well, nothing's happening. And you guys, literally, she posted twice on Facebook. Like, she didn't do anything, right? So, and she wanted to give up after 2 weeks. So I said to her, I tried to get her on the phone. I tried to talk to her, and I said, listen, I really feel bad if you're going to give up so quickly. Like, if it's important to you, you can't give up after 2 weeks. Like, like what I have seen some girls do in like 3 to 6 months is crazy. But not everybody is going to have that happen like huge like that. Right. But I mean, this girl, she really needed it, and I wish her well. And, I think she's a really great girl. I didn't really know her. I met her on social media, but she quit. She quit like after 2 months. I mean, after 2 weeks, because she's just like, oh, this is hard. And I said to her, I'm like, well, hun, like, you haven't really even started. And she's like, oh yeah, like, this is hard. So many people are just going to give up quickly like that. And those people aren't meant to really have a business. I mean, maybe she'll come around, or people stop and they come back. That happens too. But you have to really, from the get-go, you have to really have a drive, and you have to be motivated to want to do this, right? I mean, it's not just gonna, happen. Like, I'm excited every single day about my business, but of course I have bad days. I mean, but again, oh yeah, like Victoria's saying, like, people would just give up so quickly, but you wouldn't do that at a job. Like, when you work for yourself, it's a little bit different. You have to, decide and get up. And like, I get up every day, and I have like a plan for what I'm going to do, right? You can't just get up and like scroll on Facebook and see what happens, right? Like, I'm connecting with people. I'm growing relationships. I really like my Instagram now. I use Facebook, Instagram, and I'm really meeting a lot of great people on Instagram. But it didn't happen right away. It took me a while with Instagram. Yeah, Victoria's like, I took my real estate license and didn't sell a house today. I quit. Yeah. People quit all the time. I have a friend, you guys, who literally, he jumps around from jobs to jobs all the time. Like, because he just quits everything. Like, you have to be driven and to run your own business. Another thing you go, so moving customers, I can help you with that. So basically, if you have a distributor underneath you and you want to get a fast start bonus, you're going to move a customer underneath them. I mean, I've had people who sometimes get their customers so quickly, I don't even need to do that. I mean, it's good for people to get their own customers and distributors, obviously. You don't want to just place everything underneath someone because then they're never really going to learn and they're never really going to work. I've been there. So I think it's really important that people get their 4 customers. It's really important. I mean, if you have to help them, that's totally fine too. What is Buffer? It's an app that we use, to basically posts for you. So a lot of the girls, if they're busy throughout the day and they don't have time to get on their phone, it just posts for you. Do you have to have 400 volume to get the fast start bonus? Okay, so how the fast start bonus works is your distributor underneath you within 30 days has to get 2 customers within their 30 days, and they have to either run an auto ship or be over 150 personal volume. So sometimes they honestly allow 31 days. But it's usually, I always make sure people get them in for 30 days. And I've missed fast starts before, and you don't want to miss fast starts, especially when you get to diamond and up. If we did not ask people to join, it works. Post about products. Vision board, I was thinking about. Okay. So if we do not ask people to join, it works through Facebook. Should we post about products? I know you said our story, but not sure. I'm going to do a vision board. I was thinking about posting 4 It Works posts and 3 personal posts. So honestly, everybody, you guys, needs to watch the Jade Hooper 3-3 video. It's like, it works. That girl's like top 5 income earner, and she knew like nobody. She was from a small town, and it's really, really good. So the 3-3 rule. We have everything on the training page. That's another thing. We have all our Zooms on the training page. Mylen put up all our Zooms that we've had in the past, and they also put together a whole training thing, and they switched it all into English for us too, which is great. So just if you have new distributors joining, or you need a refresher on certain questions too. I mean, we also have the team pages, of course, too, that you can ask questions on. But the biggest thing in this is, you guys, I know for me, I really wanted to make the income. So I really worked hard. I said, I'm going to diamond. You know, I don't care if people are going to be negative or it's going to be hard work, but I'm going to make it happen. And then I got to diamond, and then I had people quit. People quit in this business. I mean, it happens all the time, but there's a lot of people who don't quit. Like, there's a lot of people who don't quit. I mean, we have over 1,300 distributors now. And of course, not all of those people work. It's always the same people who show up to parties, who show up to Zooms, who are consistent on Facebook. Yeah, we do have it on Facebook. I'll tag you in the training for it. And it's a really good app, Leah, because a lot of the girls, especially if they're at work all day or if they're in school, or I think you can also post on Instagram too. Yeah. So that's a good one. Pardon me? Somebody just talk? Oh, I don't know. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to ask or talk about? I kind of want to keep this about an hour, and it is, what time it is? Oh, it's like 5 to 9.
Buffer sucks for Instagram.
Oh, does it?
But it's really good for Facebook. Like, I have looked at my Facebook in the past 2 days, and I'm like, shit, it's like, it's posted. Like, all of my posts have gone on Facebook, and I'm like, that's awesome. Because I don't get in trouble posting at work.
Yeah, that's great.
Sweet.
A lot of people use Buffer. And honestly, if you cannot post every couple of hours when you're using social media, you need to use Buffer.
Mm-hmm. I noticed I started getting, I had like 3 or 4 people already message me just from using Buffer the past couple of days. Like,
I know one of the girls started using it, and she got 2 customers like right away. Like, you know, people need to keep seeing posts because of how the algorithm works, you know? I know, Leah, you and I were talking earlier, and you said you're going to post maybe once a week. That's fine if you're planning to do more parties and one-on-ones and shows. But if you want to grow your business on social media, no one is really going to see how the algorithm works. Is, I mean, a lot of people don't see your posts. You also have to make sure your posts are public. You really need to learn how social media works, right? Because a lot of people have no idea how social media works. So the biggest thing with social media is how the algorithm works. That's why you're connecting with people, and that's why you want to be commenting people's posts. A lot of people just aren't going to see your profile if you're not connecting with them. I go and message every single person happy birthday every day. I write on their wall, I connect in their posts. Like you have to be connecting with people because it pops up on their page and they're going to see your post come up on the top of their page. I mean, I had no idea how to work. I had no idea about that types of stuff when I started. But I just learned, right? I mean, we used to have this social media guy with It Works up until I think like the summer. And I learned a lot from him. Like I did a lot of his trainings. Jade Hooper does a lot of trainings for social media. So there's a lot of stuff you can learn. You just have to be willing to put in the time to learn it. But that really changed everything for me, just connecting with people and growing my network. I mean, I think I have almost 4,000 people on Facebook now. But I think I started around 500 people. Yes, make everything public. Yeah, you want to make it public. I mean, I have my daughter. I mean, some people aren't, comfortable having their family and kids and stuff. But honestly, for me, I'm inviting people into my life. They're going to join me because, they're going to want to join me, right? Obviously because they want to join It Works too, right? But that doesn't mean you have to post, everything about your kids or anything. You don't, if you have kids or if you don't want to have certain things post on your social media, you totally don't have to. But yeah, anything else you guys you want to chat about? Like, honestly, you guys, this thing that Denise is doing for us, I chatted with her earlier because she wanted some feedback, and I'm in a group chat with her, and there is so many great tools, and there's so many, you can ask anybody on that page, ask questions, and they do the party every Thursday night. They do the power hours that are really great. I get on the power hours when I can. But it's mostly for people who are having a hard time and they need to set that time to work. Product knowledge is really, the products. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, Nicole, I didn't know a lot about the products when I started. You guys don't need to know what's in all the products. If someone asks you a question and you don't know, just be like, hey girl, I'm just running out the door, but I'll get back to you right away, With Facebook friends, can you be followed unlimited? Yes, you can be followed. You have to have under 5,000 friends or else you have to stop adding people. But even if you're in groups, that counts as a friend on Facebook. I know Susan Wade was saying that she went in and deleted a whole bunch of like groups and things that she was added to because it was taking up numbers for her friends. So, yeah, you can be followed. You can follow and unfollow as many people as possible, but you can be followed by like thousands and thousands. I think Mark's followed by like 100,000 people or something, but he's not friends with everybody. Can you show me a dream board? I want to make one, but I do not know how. So a dream board is basically, you guys, sorry, my internet's being weird here. So a dream board, you guys, is basically putting up your goals on a board, like, what you want in life. Whether it's a new car, a new house, pay off your debt, rip up your credit card, buy something for your family and go on a trip. That's a dream board. We did the whole dream board thing back, I think we started them in September. Yeah, groups do count as friends. I didn't know that either, but Susan was saying that in this group that I'm in. Am I still frozen? Sorry, Lisa. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? No? Hello? You guys, am I frozen? Okay. I think my internet's bad here. My daughter's probably. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Because my daughter's watching a movie and I have my phone like blaring off here and the computer. Does anyone have anything else real quick? And then I'm going to end the Zoom. And then just because we have been an hour and I appreciate you guys all coming on.
I'm just curious, how many posts do you suggest to make a day?
Who asked that?
That's me, Karen.
Oh, hi, Karen. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Honestly, I post like every hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
But again, I mean, when I first started, I thought I would be bugging people and stuff and annoying people, but you don't want to post all at works. I find sometimes I do that and then I'm like, oh crap, like I posted way too much at works. But you know what? I will post maybe 1 to 2 product posts. I talk about the business like crazy. I talk about it all the time. And honestly, I think that's one of the huge ways I do get distributors and potentials, because you have to put it out there and ask people. But you have to do what works for you, right? And then put stuff about your family or your life or a funny status, or I put up a status like, what wouldn't you eat? And I have like over 100 comments on it. So a lot of stuff that it's going to engage people and bring people onto your Facebook, right? So you want to do stuff like that. That's really important. You know, I honestly post probably, so if I post at 9 o'clock and then my last one at 10, I mean, at least, my gosh, lots of posts. I don't even know. Every 2 hours usually.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can switch it up too. And don't feel like you're bugging people, because you're not. I mean, I don't care. I've had people delete me, and the people who've deleted me, I'm like, see ya. It's okay. I don't care about those people.
Without them, right?
Exactly. You know, I've had to get rid of so many negative people in my life, and I'm just like, it's fine. See ya.
Yeah.
When do you start posting in the morning and stop at night? Honestly, I usually start around 9 in the morning. I know some of you guys post at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, first of all, no one's really up at that time, but hey, if that works. I don't recommend posting like every 10 minutes or like a post after post after post. I mean, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, but oh, Jody, no, not you. You're funny. Sorry. Sometimes I'll put up a post and then I'll put up a picture like a half an hour later and I'm like, oh, I just posted, but oh well. But yeah, I wouldn't post like one post and then another one. People are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like don't spam people, right? And then my last post, I usually post my last post probably around 10 o'clock at night. I mean, I posted later, but I mean, the one thing you guys, oh, sorry guys. I totally got cut off. What happened? What happened? Okay. Sorry. Are you guys all still there? Okay. I'm just going to end this quick because something's wrong with my computer. It's because Harley's on the movie downstairs. She's probably on an iPad and everything. Anyway, one thing I will say, you guys, is what was I just saying? I had a good thought there and I was just going to share it with you guys. What was I just talking about?
Facebook posts, I think.
Facebook posts, yeah, but where was I going with it? Oh my gosh, shoot. The one thing, you guys, I really recommend not doing is honestly, like, if you're going to put up a post about something, like, honestly, be super positive all the time. Like, I've seen some things that I don't think should be posted. I mean, remember, people are watching. You don't want to offend people. I've seen like swears and stuff that can offend people. Don't do stuff like that. I mean, I have days sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like putting up a swear, but you don't want to do stuff like that. Okay. People are going to be offended by it. I offended someone once. I remember back when Obama got elected and I thought I don't know, I wrote something and it offended someone and that girl never really spoke to me again. And I was just making a comment, but that's why we don't want to talk about politics and all this stuff, right? Because it can offend people, right? And I was just like happy that he was elected and I didn't know all the story. I mean, I'm Canadian. What do I know? But yeah, you don't want to offend people because they won't join you if you offend them. All right, you guys, I'm going to turn this off. Thank you guys all for coming on. I hope this helped a little bit and we can do them whenever you want. It was fun.
Thanks, Tanis.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.
Thanks, Tanis.